Okay, I'm going to do a video today on a hunting trip that I just got back from. Today is Halloween, and the deer are getting ready to go into rut at this point. They're pre-rutting, and this morning I was out and I had this big buck come walking by me, and I lowered the boom on him and shot him, and he was walking along the side of a creek, and when I made my shot, he went and crossed the creek over to the other side. And I saw the arrow go into the deer, and I knew that the shot was going to be fatal. So I waited about a half hour, and I walked back to my truck, and I went ahead and drove about 3 miles to get back over on the other side of the creek. And I left my bow in the truck thinking that this deer was going to be dead when I got over there, because like I said, the shot was really good. And I went along the edge of that field going into that timber there, and this thing got up and took off running. And so I went back to the truck and I got my bow, and that's a lesson that I learned. Anytime that you're going after a deer, make sure you always take your bow. No matter how confident you are that that deer is going to be dead, you can be mistaken. So I looked around for that deer, and I found a tremendous blood trail from where I had shot it and where it had came to where it had laid down. And I was thinking, man, that deer can't be very far. And I searched that whole area. I spent almost 45 minutes trying to find this thing. I couldn't find it. So, I got to thinking, the only thing that could have happened was he crossed the creek again. He went back the same way that he came. So I went back to the truck, and I drove back around, 3 miles back around, and I got down there by the creek, and I started following the edge of the creek, and I came across a new blood trail. And it was substantial, and I knew that he was not going to be far. I found the arrow. The arrow came out of him when he had recrossed that creek, and it was just coated with blood. It was I knew he wasn't. The arrow told me that he wasn't going to be too far. So I started following this blood trail, and it was really good. It was blood all over the place, and then it kind of stopped, and I was thinking, what's going on here? So I went in a little bit farther, and I found him, and he was laying there, and I thought that he was dead, and he wasn't dead. I ended up having to shoot this thing 2 more times before I killed it. This thing did not want to die. I mean, he was fighting for every breath. I mean, he was kicking and snorting and carrying on. So that's why I say, when you choose your broadhead, make sure that you get one that's going to do a lot of damage, because these big bucks like this can be really hard to kill. I mean, you've got to have a broadhead that's going to do maximum damage. You can't be using some broadhead that's not going to do maximum damage on a great big buck like this, because they're tough. They're very tough. They're very smart. That's why we hunt them. This buck here, he probably was a 9-point. His antlers broke off. He's been fighting. This whole part of this antler on this side's been busted off. You can see it here, and he's been fighting. His neck's all swole up. I bet this deer, now I haven't weighed him, but I'm just guessing from dragging this thing out. And let me tell you, it took everything I had to drag this baby out of that timber. I bet he field dressed out at 200 pounds. He's a really a big deer. He's an older deer. He ain't got his teeth. Good deer to take out of the herd. So I was really glad to get him. I've been hunting, like I said, the last deer I killed was October 10th. It was Columbus Day. So I've been hunting. I didn't hunt yesterday. I've been hunting for like 20 days straight, and I've been seeing a lot of deer, but I just haven't been able to get one in front of me. So I was glad to get this deer. It's not a matter of the size of the rack. It's the story. This deer gave me quite the story today to tell, and I will always remember this deer until the day I die from the experience that I had with this deer today. So anyway, I wanted to do a little video on this and let you guys see what I'd killed today. And I'm gonna make some jerky out of him. So tomorrow I'm probably gonna make the jerky recipe for deer meat, and you guys kind of keep an eye for that. If you don't know how to make jerky, I'll show you how to do it. So I'll see you guys on my next video, and have a good one.